Oh, baby. Don't forget to subscribe.
Okay.
No, sorry, guys. But yeah, no, seriously, subscribe. Support your girl. Follow your girl. Like my videos. Comment down below. Interact with me. Let me know what you want to see. And, you know, most importantly, just subscribe so that you will be up to date and you'll be notified every time I post a video. I am 8 months post-op as of yesterday. And I kind of wanted to do a Q&A, like I told you guys on the last video at the end. Basically answering any questions that anybody might have regards to my surgery, my new expensive kitty. Meow. Let's start. So I wanted to come on here with like my hair done, my makeup done, show you guys something a little different because the last 4 videos, I want to say, I've been like all bare, hair not done, brow missing. And yeah, I just wanted to give you guys like a little bit more of a glam side to me. Oop, not my bra showing. I have a whole list of questions that you guys asked. So whether it be down in the comments or in the DMs. So I just want to go ahead and answer all of these and give you guys some information that I think you guys might need or might want to know or are curious about. So the first question is, how are you feeling? I am feeling good. Wait a minute, I'm not in this. There you go. So I'm feeling good. I'm happy. I feel the most comfortable with myself than I've ever felt in my life. I feel free. I feel very content, very content. Like this is the most content I've ever been with my body. I feel like mind, spirit, and the physical, I feel like I'm finally one. And yeah, I'm just happy. I'm excited for the now and excited for the future, excited for what is to come. Next question. Have you had sex yet? Do you plan to? Oh my God, you guys are so slutty. The short answer to that question is no. Primarily because men this day and age just wanna, they just wanna fuck. And I'm not with it. I'm just not with it. I am very old school. I like to be courted. I like to be taken out a bunch of times before sex is even on the table, before it's even a question. Like, don't ask me about sex if you have not done the work, you know? I'm not going to give you sex if you haven't earned it. If you're not a man that's deserving, you're not going to get sex from me. You're not going to get the coochie. The person who gets the coochie at the end of the day is the man that is deserving. Okay? I don't care who I flirted with and told that they can have it, but baby, a deserving man is gonna get my coochie. Because that bitch is tight and she's right.
And
Next question. Are you happy with the results so far? I am very happy with the results so far. It looks very, very realistic. She's pretty. She is. She's very pretty. I am happy, happy, happy with the results so far. How is your mental health now? My mental health is better than it's ever been. Just like the first question, I am the happiest now at this point in my life than I've ever been. If you think about it, I've went from being a human being who has never been comfortable with their body and with their anatomy. So finally to have everything be in alignment, I am so, so happy and so grateful. And my mental health is just, you know, it's good. I'm at a good place right now. There are no complaints. I'm just having a little bit of trouble getting acclimated to, you know, taking care of my coochie and the maintenance and still having time to do everything else that, you know, you have to do in life. Because, you know, we all have responsibilities regardless if we have the surgery. it's been hard to kind of juggle the coochie maintenance and then work and do the things that I have to do. So that is the answer for that. Do you feel affirmed or complete? I do feel affirmed. I do feel complete. I know everybody's answers are going to be different for this question, but that's just my answer. I know that womanhood is a lifelong journey. It doesn't just stop here with the surgery. I have a lifetime of things to learn. I have a lifetime of experiences to make and to be had. That's just the short answer, if you will. So yeah, I do feel affirmed and I do feel complete in the now. Have you orgasmed yet? Is it functional? Ciao. So I have. I have been playing DJ down there for quite some time now. Like even like the first month I got it, I started to explore. I haven't like stuck a finger in there yet because I'm just scared. I'll stick a dilator with lube in there, but not my finger. I haven't done that yet. I haven't gone that far yet. But I have kind of masturbated, if you will, and you know, she seems to be working. You know, the plumbing seems to be doing its thing. Only thing I have not experienced is like getting wet, if you will. I have not experienced that yet, but I feel like, you know, I'm only 8 months in. It's gonna take some time for everything to rewire and kind of, you know, come together and do what it's supposed to do. So I think in time and with time, I will experience that, but it just has not happened yet. And it is functional, like, you know, when I use the dilator and I'm all the way inserted and I'm doing my thing, wiggle, 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 wiggle. It feels amazing. It feels like it's supposed to feel. And I think a lot of people will be surprised to know that it's functional. It works. You know, you can still lead a healthy sex life with sex change. Next question, how are your scars? My scars are visible, but they're not bad. Right now I do have a lot of dark pigmentation going up against the sides, like over my labia majoras, because the scar is basically like that, like a V. My scars are visible, but they're very healed and they look great. Like they don't look crazy. Like when I first saw them during my first post-op appointment, they looked insane, like crazy, like swollen, stitched together, blood, just insane. It scared the shit out of me. Like I told y'all before in the other video, I felt like, what the fuck? Like what the hell did I do to my body? But all in all, everything healed great. One thing to know and to take into consideration when you're having this surgery is everything's not gonna look amazing right out the gate. You know, you gotta give it time, you gotta be patient, you gotta, you know, ice it, you gotta take your Tylenol for anti-inflammation. That'll help bring the swelling down, and that'll get things to heal faster and look more normal as time passes. Can you sit normally without discomfort/pain? Yes, I can. I'm sitting now on my bed. I can sit normally without no pain. I never have pain when I'm sitting down. Some people, they have the surgery and even this far into their recovery, they still have pain when they sit down, but I have no pain. I'm very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. I think like a month in, I was already sitting down without the pillow. Or maybe a month and a half, I was already sitting down on chairs and in the car without a pillow. How has dilating been? Dilating has been a task. It has been such a task. It's redundant, it's exhausting, and it's work. It's work at the end of the day. I don't want to, you know, kind of sugarcoat anything or make anything seem more glamorous than it really is. It's work at the end of the day. It's exhausting, but you know, you have to do it. You have gotten this new surgery and you have this new wound in your body that you have to kind of sort of take care of, and you have to work at it, and you have to use it or else it's gonna close up. because that box, that cat, she's tight. And if you don't exercise it with the dilator, it's like a rubber band. It's gonna snap right back if you don't use it. So yes, dilating has been a task, complicated, exhausting, work, and kind of upsetting at times, but you know, this is what I signed up for, so you got to put in the work, you know. Like I like to tell people, it's no joke. You got to put in the work. You want the surgery, you want this part. It's a lot of maintenance. Let me show y'all the dilators. So this is the smallest one. This is literally what they had me using when I was fresh out of surgery. You see the baby. You see the curve. I was using this like for 2 weeks, and then I moved on to the next one when I was in Florida. But yeah, this is what they have you use, the smallest one. And then when you're comfortable enough, or when they let you know that, you know, you can move on because, you know, you're not going to hurt yourself, they have you move on to the next one. The purple one. I started using it and it was tight and it hurt like a motherfucker, but I was determined to make sure I was on schedule with what dilators I was using and making sure, you know, I was doing what I have to do for myself and for my new cooch. So yeah, this is the second one. I still use it today. Sometimes she gets really tight down there and I just start with this one. I don't even bother using the smaller one, just to kind of get myself comfortable, and then I move on to Big Blue. Now this I started using like maybe 3 months. I want to say 3 months into my recovery. I started using this one and it's even bigger, as you can see. So you can see the difference. It's a little bigger. It's like 2 times the size. This one hurt as well. Every time you go up a notch when it comes to the dilators, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna feel tight. It's gonna feel uncomfortable. It's gonna feel like a strange pain because you haven't done it before. Your body's just gonna have to get used to it and acclimated with things going in your vagina. So yeah, these are what I use today. This is the biggest one I have right now. Big one. And I'm gonna show you the difference just so you can kind of get an idea. This bit mama is thick. Thick. The goal is, whenever you dilate, is to get to that last dot. And I'm not trying to flip y'all off, I'm just trying to show you. The goal is to kind of get to that last dot. And this is where I get when I insert the dilator. So I have like this much depth in my vagina right now, which is fine. It's like average. I could have a guy that's average just, you know, plow me like it's nothing. But anything like, you know, 8, 9, 10, 12 inches, 11, whatever, I can't take it. It's gonna have to go in the back door.
Nice.
That's as far as my vagina goes. I don't have a crazy amount of depth. Some girls, they have a crazy amount of depth. That's just not me. But the depth that I have, I am very, very comfortable with. And I'm gonna live my life with it. I don't care. I'm not worried so much about what I can take as far as penis size. I'm just worried about the functionality of my new kitty, and that it works, and that I'm able to have a healthy sex life and thrive. Yeah. Any complications? Wow. I've had a couple complications. So right after surgery, I did get really, really constipated, really, really bad. Y'all know that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even Monday, I was still constipated and I was dealing with pain and I was dealing with having trouble going to the bathroom. So Saturday and Sunday and Monday, I did start using the bathroom more often. So the pain started to subside. The medication started to work. I was on Miralax and like other stool softeners. I was also on magnesium citrate. It's like a clear bottle that you can get like at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and just makes you go to the bathroom as soon as you drink it. I went through this with my breasts the first time I had them done. I just get constipated off of painkillers and narcotics. I was on oxycodone, and you know, it just did me dirty. It did me dirty. It did its big one. And I was very upset, but it happens. I've even gotten like hemorrhoids and bleeding from the back door. Every time I used the bathroom, the poop would be like glazed in blood, and the wipes or the paper towels from, you know, to wipe yourself would be like bloody. It was scary. It was scary. So that always happens to me when I have surgery. I know everybody's different. Not everybody has this issue, but I've had that issue. Aside from that, I like went crazy a couple months after surgery. I went to Canopy Lake with my sister, my niece, my cousin, and her daughter, and my other cousin. I went swimming there, and then I went swimming at the beach, and then I went swimming at a friend's house, and then when I had a wedding in Philadelphia that I flew out for, the hotel that we were staying at had a big pool, so I swam there. And yeah, I went swimming in all kinds of waters, and I did get a yeast infection. My first yeast infection or bacterial infection. That was not fun. It's like the worst itching you could imagine, but down there, and it's an itch that you cannot scratch. So you're like, fuck. Like, upset, discouraged, in pain, uncomfortable, and you can't do anything about it until you get medicated. And I did eventually get medications for it. I was put on Metrogel, which I still use to this day. It's like an antibacterial, intravaginal use only. So I just put it on my dilator, like glaze my dilator with it, and then put the dilator in. And then I also use the injectable tool that comes with the medication, and I inject it like where my clitoris area is, and then under the clitoris, just to make sure that everything is like heavily medicated and I'm not catching any more infections, and that it soothes my discomfort and the itching and all of that. So in total, I got like 2 yeast infections or bacterial infections. Aside from that, any other complications? I have had tearing happening. I don't know if that's because of dilating, but I've had tearing happening under the clitoris area, like little tears here and there, and that's been bugging me and upsetting me. But I try not to get too discouraged about it because my doctor, my surgeon, says that he's not worried about it. You know, it all looks okay. It all looks normal. And I'm all healed to him. That's something that we'll definitely revisit when I am at my 1-year post-op. If it's not healed, I'll let him know so he can do the zinc whatever treatment, just to get it to heal. So if things don't heal on their own down there, like if you have any granulation tissue or if you've had any like tears and things like that, they use like a zinc treatment. I forget what it's called, to treat that area to force it to heal. So we'll revisit that when we get there. That's it for complications. I haven't had excessive bleeding. I haven't had any clots come out. Nothing like that. The bleeding kind of stopped the first month. I didn't have anything crazy happening at all. Who have you shown? Ooh, girl. So I've shown my best friend Corey. He said that it looks so good, that it's fat and juicy, and that he can't even look at me now because I have a vagina. But he's seen it. He's seen it just normally with me standing up. He's seen it with a dilator in me. You know, he like gets sexual with me and says like, "Oh my God, sis, you know, it looks so good. Oh my God, my sis is gonna get fucked and this, that, and the third." But like, no. I'm just taking care of myself. I'm not worried about having sex with a man right now at all. And yes, my preference is men. I don't go for women. I don't go for trans women. My preference is men. I've shown him. I've shown my other friend, Sandra. She's also trans. I've made her a little bit uncomfortable with it, just like being around her and like, being sexual and stuff. I've also shown Teresa, which has been a longtime friend. That's my niece. I love her so much. I call her my niece. I've shown her sister, Satir. She's been a longtime friend of mine. I've shown her too, and she said, oh my God, it looks like mine. That's kind of very good to hear from a biological woman, that it looks like the real thing. I might have shown Victoria, but I'm not too sure yet. I don't remember showing her. I might have shown her. I don't know. I've shown a guy friend that has been very supportive. Like he reached out to me when I was in the hospital bed, and has been reaching out up until this point. He's very supportive. He wants to take me to Pound Town, but I don't think I want to let him. Is peeing different? Peeing is different. Peeing is crazy now, because the pee just goes everywhere. Like, shh, it goes everywhere. It's like a spray, if you will. When I pee sitting down, it goes like down my thighs and wets like the bottom of my ass cheeks. I have to kind of lean forward like this when I'm peeing, and make sure that I'm not making a mess, because she sprays. Other thing I will say too is post-op, it's very, very hard to hold your pee. So if you have to go to the bathroom, you have to go right away. You don't want to hold your pee, because you will pee on yourself. It has happened to me plenty of times already. I want to say 4 or 5 times. When you have to pee, I suggest you go right away, because you are going to gag if you do not make it to the bathroom in time. And then you have to wipe yourself and put a new pad on and put new clothes on. It's just a mess. So yeah, you definitely can't hold your pee like you did before. You gotta go. You literally have the bladder of a pregnant woman, and you just gotta go. Aside from that, when I pee in public, I have to like wrap my hands in toilet paper and put them on the sides of my thighs, because obviously I'm not sitting in a public toilet. I don't want an infection. I don't want to sit in those nasty ass fucking toilets. So I hover, as women do, as I've always done. I've always hovered, even before surgery, just because I don't want to touch the toilet. And I'm a girl at heart. I'm a girl in the spirit. Spiritually, I'm women. I'm female. Before my body was aligned, I've always been female. I've always sat down to pee. So yeah, I have to like wrap my hands in tissue or toilet paper, put it on the sides of my thighs, and pee that way and hover. It does go down my thighs. Sometimes it's a fucking mess. It goes all the way down my leg and into my socks and my shoes, and I have to like dry myself. So that's a very tough part of peeing in public. But as long as like I cover myself with the tissue paper, I should be fine. So yeah, the peeing has definitely changed. It's different. Any regrets is the next question. I don't have any regrets at all, baby. I'm that girl. Finally, I, feel aligned. I feel aligned. I feel complete. I feel affirmed in the woman that I am. And, yeah, there's no regrets at all. No regrets at all. Sometimes when I have complications here and there, I'm like, ugh, I didn't have to deal with this before. But it's like, baby, I wanted this, so I gotta deal with it. And sorry if I look chunky. Bitch, I'm not sorry. I don't give a fuck. There's no regrets at all. No regrets. Next question is, have you had any hair regrowth? I have had regrowth on the outside, a decent amount, which I plan to get lasered or plan to have electrolysis done for it, because I want all that hair permanently gone. It accumulates sweat, it holds sweat, and it holds smell and odor. So I don't want that. I want my kitty to be bald. I don't want a landing strip. I don't want a fuzzy patch. I don't want a garden for these men to munch on. I just want it gone. And then aside from that, like, I think I've had like hairs grow here and there, like in the canal, but it's not something that bothers me, because it usually just comes out with the dilator. Like I might see it on the dilator. And it's not like crazy amounts of hair where it's a problem, or it's like obstructing me from dilating and doing my job. Every time I have a post-op appointment, my doctor puts the speculum in my vagina. It's like a plastic thing. It's like basically the metal thing that women have pap smears with, but they use a plastic one at my surgeon's office, and they look in there. He says everything's healed, everything looks good, everything looks perfect, you have no complications, you're a boring case. So I am not worried about it. How has douching been? What do you use? Douching has been a task as well because, you know, when you shower now, you have to prevent a lot of soap and suds from going in that area because that could also cause a yeast infection or a bacterial infection or dry out your canal. It could cause discomfort as well. So it has been a task showering in general, but douching has been okay. You know, I kind of have to make sure that the instrument is clean beforehand, and then with like hot water, and then flush it out a couple times, and then fill it with lukewarm water, because you should be putting lukewarm water into your vagina, not hot, or not cold, because then the area is going to want to close off before you're done doing the work, doing the douching, essentially. But basically, I douche like 3 or 4 times every time I take a shower. Like, fill it up, pump myself, fill it up, pump myself, fill it up, pump myself, just to make sure any excess or leftover lube is being flushed out. Any, you know, thing that's accumulating in my vaginal canal is being douched out and removed from my body. What I use is douches that I bought on Amazon that are reusable. This is what I started off using. Just an instrument that you fill up with water and you kind of pump the water into yourself. This instrument, as you can see on the sides, it has holes on the sides and a hole on the top of it. And when you pump the water into yourself, it kind of pumps the sides and then a little bit towards the top, you know? But I felt like I wasn't getting a good vaginal irrigation douching with this, because the pressure on the top one wasn't hitting how I wanted it to hit. Like, I wasn't feeling it all the way in the back of my vaginal canal. For the most part, all of the pressure are in the sides, because there's 4 holes on the side and only 1 on the top. So basically, it wasn't doing the job that I wanted it to do. So with that being said, I had to find something else. So I looked all over Amazon, and I bought this like a couple months into my recovery. This is like an anal douche. But the good thing about this one, this kind of looks like the little things that mothers use to take the boogers out of the baby's noses when they're young. But it's an anal douche. Like, you can see it's like meant for the asshole, but I use this for my vaginal canal because it works a lot better. The pressure all goes up and it shoots everything out of my vaginal canal. Like, it forces everything to come out when I shoot, and you know, it just does the trick a whole lot better for me, in my opinion. A lot of girls love to use these, but I prefer this one. Do you still use pads? I do use pads. When I first was post-op, they had us use like a bigger pad. So I'm gonna show you what this one looks like. It's huge. Look at how big it is. Like, you essentially covering your vagina and your asshole on this thing. It's huge. Like, huge. Look at it. Just like, it covers my whole chest. Just for the simple fact that you can't always like control your urine and your movements, so you want to make sure that it's going to soak all of that up. If you're bleeding, you want to make sure that it's going to soak all that up. If you're having extra vaginal discharge, you want to make sure that it's soaking all of that up. And then the one I'm using now is much thinner, as you can see. Regular pad. But this one covers, like, I put it a little higher up, and it just it only covers the vagina at this point, which is what I need. Like, I don't want to cover my butt. It's uncomfortable at this point. It does the trick. I do have vaginal discharge for anybody that wants to know. When you have the surgery, you're going to have vaginal discharge, even this far out in the game, even like after a year, you're gonna have discharge. You have a vagina now, so you have to wear pads. If you're someone that's always afraid of like peeing on yourself, you should wear pads. You know, just for preventative reasons, to prevent yourself from getting soaked, your underwear, your clothes. I wear it just in case, just as a backup. I don't need to wear it, but I wear it because I feel cleaner that way, and I switch them out during the day just to be on the safe side and be clean. And I will need to use them for the rest of my life because, you know, it's a vagina. You will have discharge. You will pee a little, and I don't want that shit on my underwears. I'd rather have it be on the pad than take the pad off, wipe myself, and put a new pad on. But if I'm like out at an event, or I'm wearing a bikini, or in a dress and I don't want to wear a pad, I won't wear one. I'll just make sure that I make it to the bathroom in time, and I'm wiping myself, and so on and so forth. Last question. What would your best piece of advice be to younger trans girls wanting to have this surgery? My best piece of advice would be, think about it. Think about it. Make sure it's something you really want. Make sure it's something that you really need. And make sure that you're mentally prepared for it. I prepared for it because I really wanted it, and I mentally told myself, okay, I'm ready to, bite the bullet and take everything that comes with having the surgery, because I need it. I want to live my life, the rest of my life, fully as a woman, fully affirmed and fully complete. I want to live my life comfortably. This is what was right for me. You have to really prepare yourself for it mentally. And I feel like one thing that girls like me don't really process is, yes, you're having the surgery essentially because you are uncomfortable with your body, right? And you want to be affirmed and be finally comfortable with your body, but we don't think about the aftermath. We don't think about our mental state afterwards. We don't think about, oh, okay, this is a new part now. We have to get reacclimated and re-comfortable with our bodies. We have to relearn our bodies. We have to do a lot of work. At the end of the day, a sex change, gender reassignment surgery, gender affirmation surgery, gender confirmation surgery, so many names for it, is work at the end of the day. It's work. A lot of times you're not going to want to dilate. A lot of times you're going to be too lazy to shower. A lot of times you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have things happen. It can be discouraging. If you're not mentally ready for it, it can fuck you up and it can mess you up. So I think the best piece of advice for anybody looking to have this surgery is to prepare yourself for it. Mentally prepare yourself for it, as well as physically and financially. You have to mentally prepare yourself for it, because it could really fuck you up if you're not ready for it. Really sit on this surgery for a couple years, for several years, really, because I've waited a long time. I thought I was going to have this surgery when I was 23. I am now 30. I had it at 30. Really sit and think about it and make sure you're ready for it in every possible way. Because if you are not, and you just jump into the surgery, you will gag. You will gag. Make sure that you're ready to get rid of that part. That part that you were born with, make sure that you're ready to get rid of it. Because if you are not, you're going to fall into a depression. And you're going to be sad. And you're going to be like, what the fuck did I do to myself? Just make sure you're really mentally prepared. Talk to the people around you. Talk to your family members, your parents. Talk to a shrink, a therapist. Make sure that you're asking yourself the right questions. Make sure that you're having these conversations with people that can ask you the right questions, so that way oh, okay, I'm ready for this. Or maybe I need some more time. Maybe I need to sit on this for a little longer. Mental health is real. Especially for us trans girls that are having like identity issues and need to have surgeries to feel fulfilled, feel affirmed, feel complete. Every trans girl does not have to have a surgery to feel complete, but most of us do. I've had 2 breast augmentations, a vagina done, and I'm probably going to have a couple more things done, just like cosmetically, nothing too crazy. But yeah, like, just sit on it, think about it, make sure this is something that you really want to do, because the aftermath is a lot of work and a lot of mental back and forth. You have to relearn your body and get reacclimated and learn how to re-love your private area. Because before, we didn't love our private area. Or maybe you did, and maybe you just had a change of heart. But before, we didn't love our private area. So now you have to grow to love that area. You have to grow to love the work that comes with it, the maintenance, even the complications, and the issues, everything, the sex life, everything. You could have worse complications than me, you know, and have to have revision surgeries and things like that. So it's definitely something to think about. It's definitely something that is serious. The surgery is no joke. So I cannot stress it enough. Make sure you are ready for this before you do it. And that is the end of my video. That is the end of my 8-month post-op Q&A. I want to thank you guys for watching. I love y'all. Please, please, please make sure to subscribe. Get my gang up there. I want a gang behind me. I want y'all to see everything that I'm putting out there. Support your girl. I'm putting out information for y'all. I am talking to y'all. I am sharing my life and, you know, everything with y'all. I'm putting it all on the table. So please support your girl. You know, I love y'all for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Stay proud.